Hi, Rick over at Easy Photo. Wanted to share with you a few moments about scanning with your Kodak Picture Saver scanning flatbed accessory, whether that's a legal or an A3 size flatbed, along with your Kodak Picture Saver scanner. So let's get started. Anytime that you're adding a device to your system, it's a great time to go through and update all of your software. So to do that, we would navigate over to this website that's on your screen, which is kodakalaris.com/B2B. When you do that, it'll pop up here depending on the language that you use. In this case, we're using the US English. And we can quickly explore the document scanners. Kodak offers a number of award-winning scanners in different degrees of volume, but we're looking for the Picture Saver scanners, which are down right here in their More Solutions area. In the Picture Saver scanner area, what we want to do is we want to learn more, because what we're heading for is to come on over here to the series part and view our models. And when we get over here to this model, the PS50 and PS80, we have the choice to get over to support. And support's where we're heading. Support gets us to the software and driver location. Again, it's a great idea if you're using the Kodak Picture Saver scanning application. That's whether it's the PS50, PS80 with the dongle, or the PS80 with the dongle, or the PS50 with the dongle, to update if you're adding on your flatbed at this point. In our instance, we're going to be using the TWAIN driver applications along with Smart Touch and showing you how to scan with that tool and unlock all of the power of your scanner. And to do that, you would only need to download the TWAIN driver set if you haven't already done that, or if you haven't done it in a while, maybe bring it back online and update it. And then a little further down, depending on the type of flatbed accessory that you have, whether it's the legal one, legal is going to be 8.5 by 14 inches in size, or the A3, which is going to be a 12-inch wide by 18-inch item that you can scan, you would just merely need to select the Windows application or the Linux or the Mac and go ahead and download it. The difference between the full CD and the Windows CD here is the fact that the full has an user's manual or operator's guide that you can review. This is just the executable files. So you would just go ahead and make your selection and then click here to download. When you do that, it'll call it up, ask you to save it. I've already done that, so we're going to go ahead and move on. Need any more help with anything? Here are some manuals to kind of walk you through some of the steps that we're going through today. So we've got everything installed, and now we're ready to go. And the installation process goes pretty quick and pretty seamlessly. Make sure you have your scanners unattached from your computer when you do install them, and then you'll restart everything and plug them back in and turn them on. You always want to make sure that you turn your scanners on before you start calling up the application to use it. In fact, that's a good idea to use for any kind of peripheral. So we've got the Kodak Picture Saver scanner, and we've got our legal flatbed in this particular instance, and down in this systems tray you'll see an icon that will appear when your connection is made, and that connection will then tell you that everything's live, ready to go, and we can go ahead and scan. This is our Smart Touch collection. You can get to it from a couple of other different ways by hitting your Windows key and typing in Smart Touch, but we're just going to go ahead and do this, and when we click on it, it's pretty simple. And that's exactly what it's been designed for, is to make it simple. You'll notice that you've got some numbers 1 through 9. Your scanner, we're always asked, what do those numbers on the front of my PS50 or PS80 mean? Those numbers correspond to presets that you can make for your scanner, so you can literally scan at the press of a button. In this particular instance, we're going to be talking about setting up the scanner itself and as color JPEGs, and then also scanning on the flatbed. We're going to show you some nuances and how robust this little engine is to drive these powerful scanners. To do that, what we would want to do is we're going to go ahead and select Configure. There's a pull-down menu to get you started. We've named this one number 3, the Kodak or the color JPEG PS scanner. And there's some settings. We want it to automatically save to file. Why is that? Well, when I'm scanning If you're scanning at 600 DPI, you're going to get somewhere around 20 to 25 pictures a minute. If you're scanning at the 300 DPI, you're going to get somewhere, depending on your scanner, between 50 and 85 pictures a minute. So you want to go ahead and just get those scanned onto the file. You can come back a little later and adjust them and rotate them or adjust color and this type of thing. In addition to that, we're going to select the file type. We've selected the file type, TIFF, a single page, but we have other options. There's PDF and RTF, and there's BMPs, and so there's a searchable PDFs as well. But today we're going to talk about scanning them in JPEG or TIFF. We can locate where the pictures are going to go and browse through pick menu and make a folder or make subfolders, however you like to do it. And you can choose whether you want to have a date and a number or date and a timestamp. We've selected a sequence number, and you can put in a prefix name as well, so you can get as detailed as you want with this. 1993 holiday vacation to the Bahamas, or whatever you'd like to do. You can also come in here and edit the pictures prior to saving. You can add keywords if you wanted to. You can actually use separator sheets to break them up into batches. And then you can also select the settings. We're going to go ahead and show you very quickly that this is set for our number 3 color photograph setting. And when we look at the settings here, it's going to scan both sides. And we have a whole world of opportunities ahead of us here. We can, how we scan as far as our scanning capabilities of 24-bit or doing it in grayscale or into black and white. We can scan different types of documents. We're going to do photograph. You can scan different medias. You can scan at different resolutions. You can scan at different outputs. If you select none, you're going to be in a raw TIFF. If you select JPEG, obviously you'll have a JPEG, and we have different levels of quality. We always recommend that you use the superior quality. The next thing you do is you can do size. We're going to ask our scanner to automatically detect and straighten the pictures out as they come through. We're going to remove the border. The border is just a few pixels off, because when these pictures were processed off of rolls of paper and then knifed, they weren't always cut exactly straight. So we're going to go ahead and make some adjustments to that by just knocking off a few of the odd areas there that maybe weren't exactly straight. Just a few pixels. It's not a great big border removal. They can also analyze post-scan rotation. We're not going to do that at this point. I'll let you play with that on your own. We're going to adjust the pictures by using automatic contrast and automatic brightness or balance for color. You can also sharpen the image, which I don't recommend that you do. I recommend sharpening be applied after you've digitized it, and make sure that you need it, because sharpening can enhance, but it can also cause some other challenges with image quality. And then there's also background smoothing. We're not going to do any other enhancements at this point. We're also not going to do any kind of blank page detection, although we can. I would point you down here at this point to the device area, and in the device area you have a choice of document feeder, which is exactly what we want. You can also set your power settings, and you can also set a timeout for the scanner, how long it will wait for you when you're putting pictures in. So let's go back to home at this point. We haven't changed anything. Had we changed something, then we would have been, and we'll just kind of do this. We'll show you that we come up here, this little icon changes here for change, and we can hit save. If we did that, we'd only be saving the one image. We were going to go ahead and do both sides. So we're back to normal. So we're okay here, and we're just going to select OK. So we're good here, and we're just going to say, all right, we're good to go. I've already done all this, so I'm not going to save this at this point. It's already been saved for me. At this junction, let's set up our flatbed, and the way we're going to set up our flatbed is the same way. We can go here to configure, and in this instance we're going to pull down the configuration for number 4. Now in this configuration we've taken advantage of some other features that are available in your Smart Touch. First of all, we're not just going to go to File. We're going to go to a actual application, and this could be anything. This could be your Lightroom. This could be any kind of application that you wanted, Photoshop Elements, Acrobat Reader, any type of thing that you would like. I've got it going to a Faststone image viewer. It's a light image enhancing tool, gives you some capabilities. We like it. You can download and give it a try yourself if you like. We're going to select the JPEG and TIFF just like we did before. We're going to put the pictures in the same area. I'm going to put Flatbed Demo in this case. And as well, we're going to go ahead and name the file, but we're going to look at the editing part before we actually save it. And this time we're going to give the opportunity to add some keywords. Those keywords would actually then serve as tags for your pictures to make them searchable. People call it metadata. Data about the picture, or data about the data. And that's exactly what we're going to be able to do here and automatically embed that into the photograph. Additionally, we're going to go ahead and look at the settings. We've already picked the settings for the color photograph. Now we're going to look at the flatbed. In this case, there's only one image, and that would be the front side. And we come in here and we'll start at the top, the color 24-bit photograph glossy 600 dpi, the JPEG at the 5 levels superior quality. We're going to go ahead and automatically detect, straighten, put the entire document there, remove any kind of odd size borders. We're going to automatically adjust the color and the balance as a starting spot. You can get much more advanced here if you like, or manual. I will let you work with that depending on your collection and what's in it. We're not going to enhance anything. We're not going to detect anything. But what we are going to do is we're going to go over to the device area and we're going to select flatbed. I select flatbed because I like the automatic feature. In other words, if I'm going to do flatbed, I know I'm doing flatbed, so I'm just going to switch right over to it, and it's very simple to do. We'll show you that in just a moment. But what I like is the ability of being able to go flatbed scanner. You can choose automatic. Automatic will wait for the document feeder. If nothing shows up in the document feeder, it will then default over to the scanner. Kind of more automated, but you do have to wait a little bit, and flatbed scanning is already slow enough, so let's make it as fast as we can. You can adjust your timeout if you want. We're looking good there, 5 seconds, so we'll just jump back to home. Again, I didn't change anything. Had I changed something, if we jumped over here and said, hey, I want to come up and go here, and I want to use plain paper instead, right, and come back to home, it would say that you're changed. But you know, I don't want to use plain paper. I want to use glossy paper on this, so I'm just going to cancel that and move on out. Okay, so we're all set. I've already pre-saved this, so I don't need to worry about it. So what this means is number 3 is going to be my scanner, and number 4 is going to be my flatbed. It's just that simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and load my scanner. And I've got an 8x10 scan. I've put the number 3 on my LED output on the front of my scanner. I've pressed the go button, which is the big arrow button next to it, and you can see it's already picking up and starting to scan. I'm scanning a 600 dpi. It's a big 8x10 image, so it's going to take a moment. I scanned both sides, so I saw the front and the back. Now, this is the preview part. I'm done. I'm not really going to spend any more time with this picture because these would be coming up, and in fact, you can look at them and then they'll just scan right in, or you can just directly bypass the viewing part. All right, so we've scanned with the scanner. That's easy. Now let's see what the difference is. I'm going to go ahead at this point and move to the number 4 feature on my scanner, and again it calls up for me this time, a little different than what we had before. Make sure, yeah, I am on my flatbed. I like to do that. It makes me feel like, hey, yep, I'm all set, good to go. It's a click of a button and off we go. Now it's again going to pull it up because I've asked it to let me take a look at this image. So when I go ahead and take a look at this image and it pulls up, and it's going to go ahead and scan this time another 8x10 image, and it's applying the automatic color and brightness as we go across. It will display up on the screen. Once it's displayed up on the screen, I'm going to have an option here. So let it go ahead and display. And when I say done, it's going to say, hey, you wanted to tell more about this picture. So I could go ahead and type in here 1993 underscore, let's say, family portrait. Okay. And we can say, okay, now we've embedded that tag. And not only that, you saw real quick, we've opened it up in Faststone Imager. Well, so now what can I do with that? I can do some rotation if I wanted to, and I could process this image and rotate it around. And you can see you can make some other adjustments. You've got a number of things available to you here as far as colors and effects and tagging and all sorts of things. But at this point you can see I've actually launched this. This could be any application that you wanted to launch. All right, so let's move off of this and let's look at one other feature that we have already done to our picture. So you remember when we were scanning those pictures and we put in the name 1993. When we did that, we can go into our Explorer or any kind of application that searches through those tags in your photographs, and we found 1993. It happens to be in both of them. I've done one here. And you can actually see in the tag section right underneath that it's a JPEG file and its size that you've actually got 1993 family portrait. So at this point, now they become searchable. You want to find out a little bit more, just right click on it and you can come up under here, details, and there it is the tags. So this is a real quick overview of how to scan with your Kodak Picture Saver scanner, along with, in conjunction, the Flatbed, setting it up, whether that be the legal Flatbed or the A3 Flatbed. If you have any other questions or just want to chat a little bit more about scanning, feel free to reach out to us. We have chat up every day, Monday through Friday, on our website, which is easyphotoscan.com. We also have an email. That email is info@easyphotoscan.com. And finally, feel free to give us a call. Our telephone number toll free is 866-468-7250.